Welcome back to Self Reliance Tournament. Today, weekend update right after this. Hey everybody, Drew Dorans here with Self Reliance Armament, and gonna do another weekend update. So just about everything that we went through at our last weekend update. We got through a lot of the reviews. They are recorded. They're in production. They're starting to go up. The only one I haven't gotten to is this knife right here, which I will get to shortly. But with that knife, we also added another knife review. We're going to be reviewing this knife, which is a knife by Savage Arms. Alright, so this one will be also coming up. We also got a flashlight review. Okay, so these are cheap flashlights off of Amazon. We're going to check them out. So we're also going to have a compare and contrast review with some Kali Moon chem lights, which these are the lights that the Army uses, and then cheap Amazon set of lights, or some chem lights, and we're going to see if they both perform. That's all I have so far. Alright, but because that didn't take very much time to talk about any of that, let's do something different. We're going to talk about bug out bag. Alright, so my bug out bag, I'm just going to show you what I got. It's still under construction. It's not complete yet. I don't have everything I wanted. I don't have everything that I want to put together, but we're going to take a look at what I have so far. And if you have any tips or suggestions, go ahead and leave them in the comments or email me. My email address is right in the box below. Along with my sponsor, Blackout Coffee.
Hey, guess what? Self-Reliance Armament, our sponsor is Blackout Coffee. You can get great coffee from Blackout Coffee, such as the Peanut Butter Cup. Great. Use code SRA20 at www.blackoutcoffee.com. Again, that's SRA20 to get 20% off. Peanut Butter Cup.
Alright, so let's take a look what I got here. So something really simple here. Part of my bug out kit is my chest rig. Alright. As you can see, I got magazines in there, right? I got a Gerber knife, and I have a couple pens in here, and then I have a notebook. Of course, when I grab this, I'll also be grabbing my rifle. This sits next to my rifle. But one other thing that I don't keep on it at all times is my radio. So radios are important because we need to communicate. And I have a Baofeng radio. All right. I actually have 4 of these. I have one for everyone in the family. I have them all preset to the channels for us to talk to each other. I'm also a part of groups that have established channels, and then I have in my notebook I have the channels for emergency services and whatnot in the areas that I would, what we'll call my operational area, which is where my home is, which is where my cabin is. and other areas that I might find myself in. So I usually don't keep that there. I keep this with all the radios. They're always on the charger and everything, so they're always good to go. I do have a couple extra batteries, and I would grab, I have a bag right near the radios. I would just grab everything, stuff them in the bag, and go. It's in my bug out room. So let me put this over here. I also have a dump pouch on there. Now, if you notice, this is black, and then I have a green radio pouch. The reason for that is I went with black. I should have went with green because my pack is green. I live in Wisconsin. It just only makes sense. All right, so the bug out bag got a couple things hanging off of it, because let's face it, I was in the Army. I like things hanging off things. All right, so I got this bag. It was on the cheap side. I got it from Sierra, and it's holding up quite well. So let's go through it. What do I have in here? All right, so on my first pouch on this side, I have a couple pens. I usually have a notebook in here, but that notebook is actually in my truck at the moment. I have some emergency toilet paper. You just add water. I actually have another one of those in this bag somewhere as well, along with my extra pens. Right, and then I also have a compass and a knife sharpener. All right. You guys might recognize this knife sharpener, okay? I reviewed it. It's got the fairing rod on it and everything else like that, and a whistle. Not the greatest thing, but it's nice to have. It's nice to have extras. Nice to have small things that are really condensed and shoved somewhere for backups. All right, and then the next thing is my Wayland fire starting kit. This was reviewed as well, and I did take care of the inefficiencies in here, which you'd have to go watch that video to find out what that inefficiency was. Right? Okay. So I also have a couple carabiners on here, and then one thing that you're gonna notice that I don't have with my bag is my trauma kit or my first aid kit with turning kit. That is in my truck. It's because I only have one. I do plan on getting another one to put on my bag or on my chest rig, and then I want to get another one for my wife's car, and I want to get another one for my son's car. That way we always have one available wherever we go as a family. Alright, so let's go on to the next pocket. So next pocket, I got extra pens. I got a Sharpie, a brown one that nobody uses, and then the dehydrated toilet paper. Now this is a small enough pocket I can continue to build things up, get another notebook in there, but we'll get there. Right. So my next pocket, I have a lighter, foldable lighter. This is a butane lighter. I just realized I should probably put the butane in here as well. And then the next thing I got in here is I have a large flashlight. Right, and then another item that was reviewed that you should check out the review for. I got this knife right here. I'm beating it up more and seeing how well it goes. I did notice that this knife right here, they sell them at Fleet Farm. If you're in an area that has Fleet Farm, you can get it at Fleet Farm too. They're a little more expensive though. There. So it probably explains why it's an actually decent knife. So my next pocket, I got another sharpener for my knives in here. I have 4 headlamps, right? And why do we want headlamps? Well, we want headlamps because they go on your head, hands-free. Work on whatever you're doing, because you don't want to travel at night anyway. So these are for around where you made camp, looking for equipment to make camp if things don't work out. But so I got 4 of these, one for each family member in here. Also, what I have in here is I have some extra batteries, all for my headlamps, and then extra batteries for my optics that's on my AR. And then also down in here, which is actually in the wrong pocket, I have a Gerber. So this is my Army issue Gerber. I have other Gerbers all over the house, well, not all over the house, but I have one near my nightstand where I keep a lot of things. So in a bug out situation, I'm going to grab those too. It's just I use these things often, so I don't just want to put it in a bag that's just going to sit here. Alright. So we'll move down to the additional pack that I have added on here that has the rope hanging off of it. We'll move on to that, which is also another Amazon purchase. So I really like it. I can actually take it off of this and put it around me like a fanny pack. Pretty cool, actually. So I got some utility line attached here because you need rope, right? You need rope. And I'll go and get into this big part of it first. So in this big part of it, I have a cheap e-tool. Quite old actually. It's this e-tool is probably at least 10 years old. I actually originally bought it to do metal detecting, so there's coins in there. And also in here, I have my Gerber saw, which I've used once. And, a nice thing about some of these items is I can get them attached to the outside if I need to. I can put them on my chest rig, or put them on my belt, or grab a belt, put on the belt, and put them around the backpack. If I need to make more inside space. Right. Another thing I have in here, besides the strap to turn it into a fanny pack. You might have remembered my video on the emergency fishing kit. Well, I threw all the stuff out because, quite frankly, that fishing kit was... Watch the video on it. Anyway, so I kept this for a reason. I'm gonna get some more matches. To have matches elsewhere, but I'm gonna get some matches, or I'm either gonna put matches in here, or I'm gonna put dryer lint in here. What can I use that for? Starting fire, right? So fire, when we're talking about pillars of survival: food, water, fire, and shelter, right? And then we add in security and communication, giving us and first aid, giving us all the pillars that we need. So fire being very important, because as we learned during our filtration test, one of the ways that you can make water drinkable is by boiling it. You can't do that without fire. So you need to make sure you're going to be able to make a fire. All right, so moving on to another small pocket, which I realize I should probably move these around, but I got 2 lighters and some matches. So I think I'm gonna do a little reorganizing and get that into my fire kit. Alright, so we're gonna go over to the other side. And I have a pair of binoculars. Now these are cheap binoculars. Barska. I don't even know if they're any good. But they work. I used to carry them around when hunting, but I don't look that far, and I'm just gonna look through my scope anyway. Why bring around another thing to carry when I can just look through my scope and see what I'm looking at? And if it's what I need to shoot at, I don't have to move. I just pull the trigger. All right. So anyway, got one more pocket on this, the outside pocket, and I completely forgot what I put in. Oh, okay. So more fire starting. So I got another tool to fire start with that looks like I haven't used before, and you gotta take it out. I'm not gonna do that right now. And then some fire sticks, which deserves to go into my fire starting kit. Not gonna fit though, so we're gonna put that in this little pocket. In fact, actually I'm gonna put all this in there instead of putting it into my fire kit, just in case things get separated. So that way I have backups, right? Always good to have backups. We're gonna jam it all into one, so now we got an open pocket, which seems like a good spot for my toilet paper. Nah. We're gonna do some moving around later. Right. Anyway, let's put this back on here. I just had an idea for this. Anyway, so then I'm gonna go over to one of my side pockets here. I got rope. So you always need rope. I got this radio that I reviewed before. Great. Go check out the review on it. Right. And then I have a cell phone charger. Now, does a cell phone charger work? I have no idea. I didn't even realize it was in here, so let's come out. I think it was for my show stuff. I think it was to charge my equipment. But anyway, so put that stuff back. And we're gonna go to the other side pocket. And in this side pocket, I don't have a whole lot. I used to have more, but I moved it. Cutlery set. Just a basic little cutlery set. Right now, this is only built for one person for the most part. I did start doing multiple. But yeah, this is going to be built. I need to add some, flatware and stuff like that, and stuff to eat out of that I don't have enough. All right, so I'm gonna take a look at what's in the big part. You recognize that? So why do I have this in my pack? Because knowledge is very important. Okay, so when I have the ability to look something up, it gives me the ability to survive that much more ability, right? Because there is a lot to know about bushcrafting, so a lot of it you're not going to get a lot of practice on, but it's good to have a hard paper reference on how to do things. So that's why I keep that in there. I have more rope, which is actually for my show. Ignore the more rope. Okay. Then I have a cooking system. MSR here. So in my MSR, I have my extra pair of socks stuffed in here. Now the reason why I do that is I also go LARPing with friends. So I'm running through the woods. I have this on me, and I don't need that sound. So the socks go in there. Like I said, it's MSR. This is an MSR brand. You want to make sure you got good stuff. So this is MSR. I will test out cheaper stuff. I'm just going to find it, and then we will test it up against the MSR in later videos. I don't have a plan on that yet, but we will. Okay, so got the cup and got a tank. I do want to get more tanks in there. I think I would rather go with the thinner tank so I can fit a few more in here. Okay. Then I have my Army issue poncho. So a poncho is a very important tool because you can use it as shelter, and you can also wear it when it rains. Okay. Now, the one thing that I do want to get in here is I want to get plastic tent stakes. Now, why do I want plastic tent stakes? 2 reasons. First, I can use it to stake things down. Or another thing I can use it for is if I'm desperate for fire or it's raining really hard, but I need to get a fire going, my fire stuff's getting wet, you take a knife and you process that plastic stake down to give yourself kindling, and it will burn. It does work. It actually works pretty well. So that's why I want to add that in there. So another thing I have in here is, okay, I'm not gonna yank it all out, but I have some food. Now these are also going to be reviewed. I haven't had any of these yet, but we will be reviewing them. Every single one of them is going to get reviewed and see which ones I like best. And then one last thing in here, I have this. What is this? So, make a campfire. Need to boil some water, but you need somewhere to put it. So I got this little great thing. All right, I can either tripod it over a small fire, or if I have some rocks, I can flatten it out and do more. That's why I do want to get more cooking stuff, so I can to carry around. I want to get some pots and pan, hiker pots and pans, so I have that to cook on here. Cool thing is it came with a large bearing rod, so again, I have another option for fire. So very common theme when it comes to my survival strategy is to always be able to have fire. Now, if I don't have food, when my AR-15 comes in handy, I can use it to shoot something, right? I just don't suggest to shoot any small game because it is going to be blown apart. But in a grid down situation or a pandemonium situation where you need food, I will not blame you, or should nobody else blame you, for shooting a deer at a season. I really don't care. Okay. Alright, so, like I said, this pack is under construction. It's going to evolve. So let me tell you a little bit about what I do with the reviews and what I review. So after I review it, it's either gonna get a gold mark and it goes in this bag, or it gets in a okay but not my first choice mark, and it goes in another bag that I have, which is actually near my communication stuff, which is the big old rucksack from scouting back in the 80s. Right, so all that stuff goes in there, and then there's a few other things that will go in there. Because part of my strategy is eventually I want to have bags in certain points in the house where if we had to bug out, we are grabbing the bag, grabbing the clothes we need, stuffing them in that bag, and going. Right, we're not spending time looking for bags or going to a central point to find the bags or get the bags. We have the bags right there. Grab the bag, open it up, dump stuff in. Because obviously when I'm bugging out, I'm not going to grab all my suits. Alright, so I'm sure you guys seen me in a suit before. I think one of my shorts had me in a suit, but I ain't going to grab those. I'm going to grab my everyday clothes. I'm going to grab warm clothes, which is another staging area that I want to bag is near the coats. So all I had to do is open the bag, grab all the coats out of the closet, shove them in there, and go. Right. But yeah, this bag needs more work, and a lot of my other bug out stuff is gonna need work. I acknowledge that, so we're all learning. But that third category of things that I review is garbage. Stuff that's garbage goes in the garbage. There's two things that went in the garbage, but you need to watch my videos to find out what they were. And then like and subscribe. So if you have any comments or questions, I'm pretty sure a lot of your comments are going to be, oh, you should have this. Yeah, I know. A lot of it is, yeah, I know. I just haven't gotten there yet. But we're taking this journey together, so I really want you to share what I may be missing. Because other people may be wondering. I didn't prepare a list of things that I wanted to get in here. Biggest thing is the ability to cook more than just that little can, and probably a thing of extra ammo, probably. And then building this out to either to take care of my entire family or building another bag with more essentials in it to take care of my family. Alright, so anyway, go ahead and comment, like, subscribe, hit the little notification buttons, tell you when I drop a video, and all I had to say is keep prepping, keep shooting, and have a great weekend.